As you may know, it's my job to corrupt young people with the contagious, infectious idea of individual freedom. It is my job to encourage you to think for yourself, question authorities.
Hey gang, welcome back. Let's get to it. You want to know what's going on Wall Street? This is what's going on Wall Street. People got tired of waking up every day and knowing that the headlines are never going to change, that the stories are never going to be any different, that it's going to be the same thing every day. Somebody wants more power. Somebody wants more money. Somebody wants something more than they already have now. I hear people say all the time, oh, you're against capitalism. I'm not against capitalism. What are you, nuts? I just believe in a different kind of capitalism than you obviously do. We're against greed. We're against people being put out of their homes and out in the streets. I'm for George Bailey capitalism and not Henry Potter capitalism. This is the kind of capitalism that I'm against and most people that I know are against. We don't want Henry Potters of the world creating Potter fields, putting profits before anything else because they're angry old men who can't get it up anymore and need power and money to sustain them into the grave? Who wants that?
What does that get us? A discontented, lazy rabble instead of a thrifty working class. And all because a few starry-eyed dreamers like Peter Bailey stir 'em up and fill their head with a lot of impossible ideas. Now, I say...
Just a minute now. Hold on, Mr. Potter. Just a minute. Now, you're right when you say my father was no businessman. I know that. Why, in the 25 years since he and Uncle Billy started this thing, he never once thought of himself. Isn't that right, Uncle Billy? He didn't save enough money to send Harry to school, let alone me. But he did help a few people get out of your slums, Mr. Potter. And what's wrong with that? Well, here, you're all businessmen here. Doesn't it make them better citizens? Doesn't it make them better customers? You said that what'd you say just a minute ago? They had to wait and save their money before they even thought of a decent home? Wait for what? Until their children grow up and leave them? Until they're so old and broken down that do you know how long it takes a working man to save $5,000? Just remember this, Mr. Potter, that this rabble you're talking about, they do most of the working and paying and living and dying in this community. Well, is it too much to have them work and pay and live and die in a couple of decent rooms and a bath? Anyway, my father didn't think so. People were human beings to him, but to you, a warped, frustrated old man, they're cattle. Well, in my book, he died a much richer man than you'll ever be.
I'm not interested in your book.
It's a Wonderful Life is a wonderful movie. It's a movie that generations from now are going to continue to watch. And why? Because whether you believe in God or don't believe in God, which is a big premise of the movie, it doesn't really matter. What matters is this movie connects to us and connects to our humanity.
George, you got the factory all left out of it. Here's some beautiful.
I wouldn't have a roof over my head if it wasn't for you, George.
Just a minute. Quiet, everybody. Quiet.
Now get this. It's from London.
Oh.
Mr. Gower cabled you need cash. Stop. My office instructed to advance you up to $25,000. Stop.
Oh.
Hee-haw and Merry Christmas, Sam Wainwright.
I could. The fool flew all the way up here in a blizzard.
Oh, Harry, how about your banquet in New York?
Oh, I left right in the middle of it. As soon as I got Mary's telegram. Good idea, Ernie. A toast. To my big brother, George, the richest man in town.
This is why It's a Wonderful Life is a cornerstone of Americana. It's a slice into a history and to our way of looking at each other in the best way that we possibly want to see ourselves. We want to see ourselves as the Jimmy Stewart character George Bailey. Somebody who cares about his neighbors and his friends. And he puts people before profits. Not that we don't want people to profit, but not on the backs of others. Not for the sake of other people doing badly and poorly and not being able to have a home to live in and their kids have food on the table. Join me. Pass this video around. Stand up. Say you don't want Henry Potter capitalists. You want people to embrace the George Bailey in everyone. The person who wants to see his fellow man achieve their American dream. Isn't that what America was about? Have we forgotten that this is what being an American is all about? Each other. That's what being an American is all about. Your fellow Americans. Not some corporation, not some Henry Potter who cares about the end buck, who cares about the shareholders before he cares about his fellow human beings. That's not the kind of capitalist I want to be. And I hope it's not the kind of capitalist you want to be. See you guys.
Times are bad, Mr. Potter. A lot of these people are out of way.
Well, foreclosed.
I can't do that. These families have children.
They're not my children.
But they're somebody's children, Mr. Potter.
Miserable little clerk crawling in here on your hands and knees and begging for help.
Just remember this, Mr. Potter, that this rabble you're talking about, they do most of the working and paying and living and dying in this community. Well, is it too much to have them work and pay and live and die in a couple of decent rooms and a bath?